Good morning. I want to invite you to go inside by closing your eyes, if you're willing. Take a deep breath and let my words be your words. I know that there is only one life and one power. That life is the life of God. God is in everything. Everything is God. And since God is all there is, then there can be nothing outside of God. And no person can be separate from God. This means that I am one with God. You are one with God. All beings and all things are one with God. As I recognize my unity with all that is, I know that I am one with the power of God, and I can consciously use this power for good. From that knowing, I expect only good use for this service today. I trust that each person here this morning is here by divine appointment. I am also knowing that the divine quality of perfection is flowing through each of my fellow teens this morning, and through and as this service. I am grateful to be a part of it all. And I'm grateful that we are all joined together this morning to recognize that, to celebrate our oneness and this perfection. So I release this word into the law, knowing it all unfolds exactly as I am intending it. And with immense gratitude, I invite you to join me and affirm with me by saying together, and so it is.
Love is a funny thing. Whenever I give it, it comes back to me. And it's so wonderful to be given my whole heart as my heart receives your love. Oh, ain't it nice tonight we've got each other, and I am right beside you, more than just a partner or a lover. Oh, I'm your friend. When you love someone, your heartbeat beats so loud. When you love someone, your feet can't feel the ground. Or the shining stars all seem to congregate around your face. When you love someone, it comes back to you. Love is a funny thing. It's making my blood flow with energy, and it's so wonderful to be given my whole heart as my heart receives, and it's right on time. Oh, ain't it nice this night we've got each other, and I am right beside you, more than just a partner or a lover. Oh, I'm your friend. When you love someone, your heartbeat beats so loud. When you love someone, your feet can't feel the ground. We're gonna give ourselves to love tonight. It's how we're gonna truly see the light. When you love someone, your heartbeat beats so loud. When you love someone, your feet can't feel the ground. The shining stars all seem to congregate around your face. When you love someone, it comes back to you.
My personal experience. Hello, my name is Kimberly. This community is very blessed. You know, I'm like, wow to myself. My experience is through my dad. I come from a church and a household that's very strict and ridiculous rules and religious. I'm dead serious. I'm serious. Like, my mom, she would be like, clean the floor, or, you know, if I don't do something right, I mean, you can see your face on the floor. Like, I'm serious. Like, you know, okay, you know. Well, what I'm trying to say is that I would go to church mostly every day, and they would show off for themselves. And they said that they were healed, but the second they were out, they weren't. There was no change, no goals, no love, you know. And they would judge others by their looks or actions. Everyone has a reason why they do what they do. CSL is a lot different. Y'all come in and give big bear hugs. Big ones. Sometimes I feel like I suffocate, you know. But personally, I never experienced so much love that y'all have for each other. You guys are like a family where y'all love each other, like friends where you have each other's backs, and like the military where you'll have each other and you'll hear each other out. A negative mind will never give you positive life, and y'all never put somebody down. If there's somebody that's in hurt or need, y'all help. And back in the past, we would always judge, and that's what I personally would do. I would judge people by their actions or how they would look like, and, you know, it wasn't working because my mom would do it to me, and it wasn't love. It was just expecting, you would do something, expect somebody would do that back. And I would try to force people, and then when I would come with my dad, I see how I would be, you know, one of those people where you're like so in there, and somebody giving you a hug, it's like, whoa. 10 feet, you know, put you off, but I never experienced that. And when I come here to CSL, I can be myself. To be honest, the first service, I was a little nervous, you know, what was I gonna say, or what if I mess up? But now I have so much confidence right now that I'm standing. I'm not even looking at my paper. But y'all accept each other for who you are, and that's amazing to me. And, you know, people, like I said, they do things, you know, and you have to help each other out. You can't just judge somebody. That's our responsibility, and I think, personally, if there's somebody in need, we have to help them out. You can't just judge them, because when people just judge them, they think wrong about us, and we have to be there for them and support them. So, faith makes our path a little cleaner. Hope makes our life a little brighter. Peace brings us a little nearer. Y'all have peace. God bless CSL. One big happy family. Love y'all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Solomon, and I'll be talking about my experience at Teen Camp. Teen Camp is a spiritual summer camp that is a magnificent place where everyone accepts everyone for who they are. Camp's experience was very interesting for me. The most interesting part of camp was the blanket activity. The blanket activity was when we, our family group, we would form a circle. Each person in the circle would have a blanket, their blanket of love. One person from the group would stand in the circle and say the good qualities in them. Then the people on the outside would then wrap the person in the middle with their blanket, and then say good things about their inner and outermost beauty. Then finally, the group, all together, they would give one great hug. They would remove their blankets, and then they would ask the person how they felt. 90% of the time, they'd say they felt loved. The other 10% though, They said that they felt like a baked burrito. Another activity like this is the A's and B's. A's and B's is actually very like it, but with twist. Everybody from camp would gather in the area and form a giant circle. Some people in the circle would go on the inside. Then they would close their eyes, and the people on the outside would come to them and share love. Some by hugs, some by just telling them, hey, you look good. Your hair is amazing. Where do you get your shoes? I really need some. They don't come in my size. And then it was just an amazing experience. I mean, most of these people were absolute strangers, but they loved you. By the end of the week, I really didn't want to leave the camp. Wouldn't it be wonderful if every day someone just walked up to you and say, hey, you're unique, I like you. When I came back to school, I made new friends, including one that is very interesting. My friend Danny, who came from a foreign country, he didn't have many friends in the beginning of the year. So when Ms. Pellegrino, my social studies teacher, said, does anybody want to help Danny around for the day? I volunteered. This simple act sparked a humongous friendship. By the end of the week, me and Daniel became great friends. I can't really say that camp changed my life forever, but it did have a great impact on me. And I will spread that through the world today.
Hello, my name is Mila Fisher. I'm going to be talking about manifestation, or the law of attraction, today. And manifestation has always been a really big part of my life, ever since I was very small. And even before I started coming here, it's been, kind of a part of me and something I've always known. But I recently, actually last year, I had my first real experience for it. And so I'm going to be sharing that with you a little later. But first, the basic principle of manifestation, or the law of attraction, is calling things in, or bringing something into your life by focusing on it, or calling it in, bringing it in, knowing that you can bring that into your life. Whether it be a computer, it can be a good friendship, a chance to move to another house, another country. It could be a good relationship, a healthy relationship. It can be anything. And I'm going to share a couple of methods in which you can do that today. The first one is focus. To really focus on what you're bringing in and just think about it. Have it running through your head. You can focus on what you want. If you don't know exactly what you want, focus on the features. If it was a car and you didn't know exactly what you wanted, you could say, oh, I want to have good air conditioning. I want to have a good stereo system. I want to have big back seats. Even if you don't know the exact thing, just focus on what you want. And you can print out pictures, make a collage, but just really have it running through your head. Really focus on what you want or need. The second method is the one that I've had an experience with, is to act like you already have it. Act like it's already in your life. Focus that it's already yours. And for imagination purposes, let's say it's a couch. So this is my couch. I have this couch. It's in my house. This is my couch. I love my couch. And even if you want to go to extreme, you can clear a space in your living room for your new couch that you already have. So, my personal experience with this was, this is my story. So our family last year we went to a water park. And it was just kind of a one-time fun thing. We're like, oh, we're going to go do this. And so we're like, okay. And so we go to this water park, and we go in the entrance, right? And there's this little table set up that has a bunch of little rubber ducks, like bathtub ducks, you know. And my little 5-year-old sister beeline for the duck table. So she goes over there, we follow her, and we find out that it's this thing where it's called duck races. And you sign up for a duck, or several, for your family, and little ducks have numbers on the bottom. And at the end of the day, they take all the little rubber ducks and they put them in a bucket, and they dump them down the biggest water slide, and the first duck that comes out of that water slide, whose ever duck that is, the whole family wins season passes for the next year, right? So we signed up, we got all our ducks for our family, but the only number we could remember was number 3. So all day long, when we went and played around the water park, we were like, we're so happy we're here with our season passes. We have our season passes. They're ours now. We just went around all day like that. And so just focused on it all day like it's already ours, you know? And at the end of the day, we went to the slide, and we watched the duck races, and they poured all the ducks down. They all swam down the water slide. And I'll give you one guess to which one came out first. Number 3. And so we won season passes to the next year at the water park. And so that was my moment. That was my, this really works moment. That was my, oh my gosh, this is real. You know, I've always kind of known that it was real, but I've never had that personal experience. And I learned that belief is a big part. If you go into it going, maybe this will work. I don't know if this will work. This might work. It has a much lower percentage of succeeding than if you go into it, this works. I can do this. I know this works. And that is really an important asset to manifestation. So also, when you put something out into the universe, or God, or spirit, or whatever you like to call it, when you put it out there, the universe goes, okay, here you go. So that's kind of the way it works. So this week, or this month, or whenever, I invite you all to try it. Try it out, whether with a method that I've shared with you, or one of your own. Just try it. See what happens. You never know. So thank you all, and happy manifesting.
Please join me in a closing prayer. I have so much. Oh, okay. Sorry. I have so much gratitude for this wonderful spiritual home that we have here at CSLDallas. A place where we are all accepted just as we are, in our perfect, authentic expression. We are loved. I am so grateful that we are given the opportunity to grow in our spiritual understanding and our spiritual practice and community together. And I am grateful for this community. It includes and honors people of all ages. I am grateful that this includes me and a teen group. It is so awesome that our contribution is valued here because we truly do have so much to offer from a young perspective. I release this prayer of gratitude knowing we all expanding our consciousness side by side, no matter what our age, and that it expands the good we are creating here together at CSLDallas and beyond. And I invite you to join me in affirming this gratitude together by saying, and so it is.
Wow. these young people give me hope. They give me hope for our future. They give me hope that they're in a place and they have somehow managed to find their way into a community like this so that they can truly be fully accepted for who they are, where they are, the gifts that they bring, the talents that they bring, and they're not attempted to be changed into something that they're not. I cannot imagine what my life could have been like, even more so, had I been in a teen group in a community like this. And I imagine I'm not alone in that. I mean, we certainly have one among us that was in a teen group in a community like this in Seattle. And Dr. Peter shared that at the first service, and what a difference that makes in someone's life. So we recognize each of you, all of you in the back, and we'll recognize you later, and all the gifts and talents. And I've been at teen camp with them a couple of years ago in this community, and what Solomon shared was truly a snowflake in the mass of this iceberg of a community of 400 to 500 teens and adults that come together in nothing but unconditional love. I remember the first time I experienced this A and B exercise, I just wept with how much love I felt, because your eyes are closed, you don't know who is coming up to you, and it's all shape, forms, and manners of the love that someone is really letting you feel, maybe for the first time, in that kind of way. It's a powerful experience. I actually wanted to do it with us because they know how it would impact our adult lives. If we did the A and B exercise, we just couldn't figure out how to pull that off in a Sunday service. But it gives us hope. It gives me hope, because this is the generation I trust. This is the generation I trust that with their consciousness, that they truly bring this clear understanding that we're all divinely connected, that we're all connected to one another, and that the peace that truly is that which is fully present in each of us, and the love and the respect and the honor of we are each so connected, divinely connected, that that peace reigns on earth, at least in their lifetime, if not our lifetime. And so we wanted to take a moment, because there are many incidences occurring right now, as we know, on our planet. We just had another one that is in wide recognition. Our brothers and sisters in Paris, and the violence and the destruction and the mayhem in the midst of children and mothers and brothers and sisters and all the people that have hope. And just moments before that, it was occurring in Beirut. And we know that it's happening consistently in Iraq and in Syria. So it's not just one place that this is occurring, and we can bring our consciousness and our awareness to this. I cannot even fathom, I can't even get to the snowflake of fathoming what it could be like that I feel so unsafe in where I am, in the energetic around me, that I'm willing to leave everything I have and take my babies and not know where I'm going and hope I reach some other country where I could feel safe. And so we have hundreds of thousands of refugees, just moving to a place where they feel safe. And it's disheartening at times. It can make one angry at times. It can make one do and have all kinds of feelings. But the place that we're really invited not to go is fear. It was interesting last night. Dr. Peter and I went to an event, and I sat next to a gentleman I didn't know, and once he found out that I was a minister here, in the topic of Paris, the first question he asked me is, "Are you afraid?" And I said, "No, I actually am not afraid. I don't live my life in fear and anxiety. And that's because I found a community and a teaching and a philosophy such as this. So my first reaction is not fear. Therefore, I can stay grounded in the love and knowing the truth, even in the midst of the violence and the mayhem. And I'm grateful for that I'm not walking in a world based upon fear. And this is a beautiful representation of Paris in January at a demonstration where they literally went to the streets and said, no, we are not going to bow to this. We are not going to bow to fear. We are not afraid. We are not going to let you take who we are in our environment. And the more that each of us bring our consciousness and our awareness to this, we know that it makes a difference. I love what Ernest Holmes says, that fear blocks the more complete givingness of the Spirit to its higher form of manifestation on this planet. So anytime there is fear, it blocks the highest form of manifestation on this planet. And the highest form of manifestation on this planet is us. And how we show up for one another. And so in the midst of this, what I wanted to bring is a writing that I found. Dr. Peter posted the whole writing on Facebook, so if you're a social media Facebook person, you can see it. But it's by a well-known author, Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes. And I bring this snippet that she wrote in relation to Paris. She shares, ours is not the task of fixing the entire world all at once, but of stretching out to mend the part of the world that is within our reach. That's what Solomon did with that young man in school. But of stretching out to mend the part of the world that is within our reach. Any small, calm thing that one soul can do to help another soul, to assist some portion of this world, will help immensely. It is not given to us to know which acts or by whom will cause the critical mass to tip toward an enduring good. We are at the point of critical mass on this planet, and we don't know which acts or by whom they will be that will absolutely tip it to the goodness that is in each of us. She continues, what is needed for dramatic change is an accumulation of acts, adding to, adding more, continuing. We know that it does not take everyone on earth to bring justice and peace, but only a small, determined group who will not give up during the first, second, or 100th gale, because she relates all this to a ship. And there are storms, and we just had another big one, and they continue to rage. So one of the most calming and powerful actions that we each can do to intervene in this stormy world is to stand up and show our soul, to stand up and show our consciousness, to stand up and be that love and be that presence, even when we're feeling things that don't look like that. She invites us to actually post this where we can see this in our house or every day, and I love it. When a great ship is in harbor and moored, it is safe. There can be no doubt, but that is not what great ships are built for. We each have a boat upon the ocean, but not every one, as Kenny Loggins, one of my favorite songs, are sailing them out to sea. So we are being called to be that community. That's what I love about our community, that we collectively are embracing this consciousness of oneness, this consciousness of unity. We know that as someone is harmed or injured, it's just as if I too have been harmed and injured. And yet there are people whose lives in many countries right now, including our own, are shaken, unsettled, not knowing where their loved ones are. Are they okay? And so we are going to do a collective prayer. So I invite you to bring any of these situations into your heart, to hold like a blanket, to wrap the blanket, all of us, wrap the blanket of love around every single person right now that is not feeling as loved and as safe and as cared for as we are in this community in this moment. Bring them into your hearts, because there is no space and time or distance in our hearts. And so, remembering that which is life itself, love itself, Spirit, God, the universe, this unending, never-changing, Alpha Omega presence that is omniscient and omnipotent. It is that which gives itself so unabashedly and so freely to itself that it knows itself so well that it would not dare harm itself. It cannot stand against itself. It cannot destroy itself. For it is a presence. It is a power of love, of harmony, of peace, of joy, of forgiveness. It does not know separation. That is man-made. Human beings make that. This collective presence, whatever we choose to call it, and still cannot truly know it, is at work everywhere. And as we know that this life force, God, Spirit, universe is, we know that each of us fully embody that. There is no place within us where it is not. And so in this moment, by that power and the authority of this one mind, life itself, Christ consciousness, I speak the word for every single person on this planet, knowing that where there is hatred, there is peace. Where there is war, there is nothing killing or harming. Where there is a sense of separation, there is an awareness that we are all connected in this divine string that cannot separate us. That no matter what our faith traditions, no matter what our political stance, no matter what our culture, no matter what our background, no matter where we come from, we come to this place of peace and of love and of unity. We extend our hand out to those closest to us, and we know that we are the tipping point. And as we extend that hand, the other person grabs it, and we pull everyone up on this planet so that humanity rises to its greatest good, allowing everyone to have safe passage, a home, food, shelter, and a sense of belonging and connection. And if there is anything that keeps this from occurring, it is eradicated within our own selves, within our own minds, within our own hearts, so that we rise to who we truly are, our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, our nieces, our nephews, our mothers, our daughters, our friends, our strangers, our fellow citizens of the world. And we allow that which is calling us forward to be truly claimed in each of us in this moment now, sending prayers and love and consciousness to those that are impacted by acts that are not divine. And we release these words not needing to know the how, for we have faith and we have trust that this is manifested. And so it is.
CSLDallas is radically inclusive and spiritually progressive. Here, people's lives are transformed and spiritual practices deepened. We are all about transformed and fulfilled lives. When you give on Sunday, keep your commitment from your pledge or tithe here at CSLDallas. You are truly making a difference. Making a difference in the lives of each and every community member, us teens, and the other kids that come here, and all of our families. Everything we learn and do makes a difference in our lives and out into the greater community, too. So please, get your offering and gifts out now and supporting everything that you've seen and felt today during this service. Thank you.